Um, every Woman Treaty is a diverse coalition of over 3,000 activists in about 147 countries around the world who are working on an optional protocol to CEDAW to guarantee the safety of women and girls around the world. CEDAW is the Convention on the Elimination of All Forms of Violence Against Women. So this is a global coalition that we are working to get an optional protocol that can guarantee the protection of women and girls worldwide. Globally, 1 in every 3 women have been beaten, raped, or assaulted. The UN Women's Report of September 2023 reported that no country is at the point of eradicating intimate partner violence, and that we as a global community have failed women and girls to eradicate violence. Data shows that incidents of violence against women and girls are on the rise. Humanitarian conflicts and natural disasters. During these incidents, we realize that the violence that is perpetrated against women, it's more than violence that is perpetrated against any other person. So the crisis is on the rise, and we think that something has to be done about it. 1 in every 2 women are reported to have experienced violence during the COVID-19 pandemic. Again, 73% of women are reported to have experienced online violence, making it one of the most perpetrated violence against women. Femicide is a universal problem. The UN report of 2022 shows that 5 women are killed globally in every hour by a family member or an intimate partner. Worldwide, we have about 6,500 million women who got into marriage as child brides. We also have many countries who still do not have specific laws that protect women against violence. I mean, specific laws that protect women against violence. And again, if we continue to look at the statistics, we realize that women and girls represent about 65% of trafficking victims all around the world, and most often these victims are sexually harassed, and most of them are killed in the process of it. So with all these statistics that we have, we realize that, you will agree with me that violence against women and girls is a huge global crisis, and it is on the rise. So we need to do something with an optional protocol to protect or to guarantee the safety of women and girls worldwide. An optional protocol or a standalone treaty has always been on the table due to the political backlash on the rights against women's rights. It is clear that we need an optional protocol to reinforce CEDAW. We don't get us wrong, because CEDAW is one of those conventions that has really helped in the protection of the rights of women. But yet, because this convention is there and we still have incidents of violations against women's rights, and it is still on the rise, we think that an optional protocol is the only option to reinforce CEDAW, so that other elements, other recommendations could come in to make it stronger. Women and girls are dying every day, and we urgently need an optional protocol that will help in binding the rights that protect women and girls. So an optional protocol that is based on Resolution 35 of the Convention will definitely go a long way to strengthen this UN treaty body. This optional protocol will also go a long way to close the geographical gap that exists between countries that have not ratified other conventions, such as the Maputo Protocol, the Belém, and the Istanbul Protocol, leaving about 75% of women exposed to violence without any binding treaty that protects them. So a new protocol will go a long way to codify General Recommendation 35 into a binding law, which is going to protect the right of women, is going to protect the safety of survivors, and is going to hold countries accountable to laws that they don't respect. It's going to hold them accountable to be able to give results on how women's and girls' rights are being protected in their country. Definitely, given the backlash on the rights against women, an optional protocol is the only option that we have, which is going to guarantee and protect the rights of women and girls. Once ratified, the optional protocol is binding on states and it becomes a treaty itself. 189 countries have ratified the CEDAW. It becomes easier for the rest of the country to just ratify the optional protocol and make it a binding law that will protect the rights of women and citizens in their own countries. Countries that have signed the CEDAW but have not ratified can also easily ratify the optional protocol. It is a benefit to most of those countries, and we think that this option it's more easier than getting a new treaty that will have to start running behind states to ratify. As CEDAW has been accepted as a bill of rights for women generally, it will be a beneficiary for us to build on its successes and gain its acceptability, which will be used as a catalyst to build on the optional protocol that we are opting for. So CEDAW as the base of an optional protocol is going to make it even more stronger than we even imagine. To end violence against women, 3 major steps are required: the law, the metrics, and money. When we talk about the law, it means that nations must implement legal interventions. Legal interventions that are going to come from the optional protocol will mean we need new legal reforms, that is, states have to come up with new laws to protect women and girls against violence. We need training. States have to train officers who are in charge of protecting the rights of women and girls. Every person that is involved in this fight, they need a particular training that has to be given by the state. Women and girls cannot wait. We need a global framework put in place to fight violence against women, and we think that the time is now. We don't need to wait any further. It is now that we need to put up that global framework to fight violence against women. The world needs to be safer for women and girls, and we are the ones that are supposed to make our communities, our environment a very safe place for women and girls. Activists who fight violence against women face dangerous situations every day. They are being attacked in the front line in the course of trying to protect women and girls. So we need this global framework to be put in place so that these activists can also be protected and give them the encouragement to go ahead to fight violence against women and girls to make in a safer world. The time is now. We can no longer wait. For the past 10 years, every woman treaty has been fighting to get a global protocol to fight violence against women. For over 10 years they have been on this fight, and we think that now is the time for something to be done. We have to look at this optional protocol. We have to look at the advantages that it brings to CEDAW. CEDAW is an outstanding treaty that has protected women for over the years. So every woman treaty has been behind this convention for the past 10 years, and we are still looking at other strategies, at other measures, at other recommendations to make this treaty more stronger. It could either be as a standalone treaty, or it could either be as an optional protocol. All what they are advocating for is for binding instrument that could protect women and girls and make them live in a safer world. Every woman treaty really supports the UN experts who have been working for the past 30 years to make sure that a standalone treaty should be given, with special rapporteurs that have been working to fight violence against women. They have put in so much effort. They have worked tirelessly to see that this treaty, this binding instrument, be put in place so that states could respect those laws and protect the rights of. These rapporteurs have come from different countries, from Africa, from other countries around the world, and they have stood to support the fact that an optional protocol to CEDAW is very important. With an optional protocol, it's going to save the lives of women, it's going to save the lives of children, it's going to save our communities from any form of violence, because when women are protected, the entire community too is protected. It is also important to know that the implementation of the proven mechanisms, those implementations is going to go a long way to save lives, it's going to go a long way to save money, it's going to go a long way to save everyone around also. We really need to look at this seriously and get into implementing it. Many nations, many leaders worldwide have joined in this call for an optional protocol. We have 4 core groups of friends. The Democratic Republic of Congo, we have Antigua, we have Costa Rica, and Sierra Leone. More than 3,000 activists in over 147 countries have also joined in this fight for the protection of the rights of women and girls. These women include organizations and grassroots civil society organizations that have been fighting tirelessly to make sure that violence against women and girls is prevented in one way or the other. Not just grassroots civil society organizations, we also have 3 Nobel Prize laureates that have also joined their voices to this fight. And we think that if everyone come together, if we put our heads together and see that this optional protocol to CEDAW is implemented, then it's going to make the world a safer place for women and girls.